Hello class, hope you're all doing fine. Hope you're all staying safe in your houses and making it through all these hard times. Hopefully you've been able to do your homework and everything. Today, to lighten up the mood, we're going to talk about something very fun to do. Of course, you can see here on my screen, we're talking about tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are very good for practicing your pronunciation every time you're learning a new language. Well, for English, it's a very good way to keep practicing either the words or their sounds. So, that being said, and seeing how useful they are, let's check out some very fun tongue twisters that I found here. This one is actually very short, but it's actually pretty funny. I found it very, well, not funny, but it's a very interesting one. I didn't imagine seeing it. So this one, like I said, it's very short. It's very easy to say. It's six sticky skeletons. Six sticky skeletons. So let's see if we can say it fast. And I do recommend while you're watching this, if you have the time, pause it and practice the pronunciation on your own. And try to say them on your own. Try to see if you can say them fast and without any problems. Just check your pronunciation while you're trying to say them. Um, so let's try it again. It's six sticky skeletons, six sticky skeletons, six sticky skeletons. Yeah. There you go. I couldn't for so long. I mean, it's easy, but when it gets faster, you might mess up a little bit. Let's go to the next tongue twister. This one is a little bit more longer, and I do think it's a little bit more harder. Um, so you can see. And let's try to say it. Let's try to say it slow, since I do have problems saying it myself, because it stumped me, to say the least. A skunk sat on a stump and thunk, the stump stunk, but the stump thunk, the skunk stunk. Alright, well, this time I said it without any problem, but let's see if we can see it faster. A skunk sat on a stump and thunk, there you go. There you go, I messed it up. Let's try one more time. A skunk sat on a stump and thunk the. Try it one more time, just in case. And like I said, try it out yourself. This one is actually a doozy, and I couldn't really do it fast. A skunk sat on a stump and thunk the stump stunk, but the stump thunk the skunk stunk. So yeah, you see, I was really stumped. So. So try it out. These are some fun um, tongue twisters that I found. I found them pretty amusing. And on that note, we'll continue with the lesson. Now, there's an interesting word here, thunk, thunk. So, our class is going to be related to not the word, but the sound that it makes in the beginning. Thunk, 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 th sound. So here is another tongue twister. There those thousand thinkers were thinking, how did the other three thieves go through? Now, like I said, the focus of this is the th. You can see there's an emphasis on it. So let's repeat it again, a little bit more slower. There, those thousand thinkers were thinking, how did the other three thieves go through? So, you notice in the th sounds that there's the different ways they sound different. There, those thousand thinkers we're thinking, how did the other 3 thieves go through? Now, like I said, you'll notice that there's 2 ways of saying it. Try to say it on your own. Try it at home. See if you can spot the differences, where it sounds, where the th sounds different, or which words are different. Here, let's go to a different poem. Now, this poem, not poem. I'm sorry. It's tongue twister. You'll probably notice that this one has only one. If you listen carefully, it only has one type of pronunciation. It's, I thought of thinking of thanking you. Now, there's a clear difference. Here we have a combination of 2, and here we only have one type of th pronunciation. Again, let's repeat it. It's I thought of thinking of thanking you. Very simple one, and like I said, there's only one type of th here. Now, what type of th pronunciation is this? Well, let's go to the next one. I'll have to make it clear, and so you can get the difference. You have to understand there's 2 forms of th. There's the voiced and the voiceless. The voiceless was what we were the last tongue twister. That's what we were pronouncing. So voiceless th. The voiceless th can be used by, it's most emphasized by the wind, by the air. When you say the word with the voiceless th, thin, for example, thin, thin, thin. Notice how your teeth and your tongue, when you say it, to say it properly, you have to use both your teeth and your tongue. Thin, thin, thin. Notice how the air goes through. That's if you exaggerate it, but normally it's just thin, thin. A little bit of wind will come out. So like I said, the proper way to know that you're using the voiceless th properly is if a little bit of wind. You use the wind to say it properly. So let's look at some other examples here. Think, third, and thanks. Thanks. Again, let's repeat it. It's thin, think, third, and thanks. Now, we have an example of the voiceless th. Well, what's the difference between the voiceless th and the voiced th? Now, the voiced th is voiced because you're actually using your vocal cords. That's different. So in one side we have the voiceless that has wind to make the sound, and on the other side we have the vocal cords. Now, the proper way to know when you're saying the way to know that you're saying the word properly is when your vocal cords that are right here are vibrating. Sorry. So, for example, there's then. You'll notice that both of them use the same things. Both of them use the tongue, and both of them use the teeth. So, instead of, well, they use the same. They don't. One uses wind, and one uses the vocal cords. You'll be able to voice it correctly. So, let's try it again. Let's pronounce the words are then, these, them, either. Alright? So you can hear clearly, if we contrast them, it's thin, then, think, these, third, them, thanks, either. Now, like I said, the proper way to know that you're doing it right is if you feel your throat here, your vocal cords should be like buzzing, or like they should be vibrating. So you know that you're using the voice th. You say then, these, them, either. You'll notice if you touch that they're gonna start buzzing. You're gonna feel a little bit of like vibration here on your throat, and you know that you're saying it right. So that's basically difference between the voiceless th and the voice th. So anytime you learn a new word, you can learn how to pronounce it. Usually there is like a little bit of complication trying to pronounce the th and differentiating it. So that's an easy way to know how to pronounce it. Alright? So again, it's thin, think, third, thanks. And voiced, it's then, these, them, either. Now, again, practice at home, same both type of words, and notice the difference for the future. Now, if you noticed on one of our tongue twisters, there was two words that we have here that look kind of weird. It says there and those. Now, notice that they have an E in the end. Like, that's weird. Why would you have an E in the end? And notice how I don't pronounce it. It has an E, so why don't I just say thosey or dose, something like that? Or how about why don't I just use in there, I say there or there? Why is that? Isn't that weird? Well, this was actually on purpose. That's our next lesson here. This is actually called silent E. Silent E, it goes at the end of a word. It's basically to change the how the vowel sounds before it. So, for example, in this cute little picture, we have a kite, and now you know how to pronounce kite, right? Kite, kite. So how it works is if you know the vowels like I, E, A, O, U, then you're basically all set. All the E does at the end is makes you say, it changes the vowel so you say it like the actual name, so to speak. So, for example, here we have car. Now, car, we pronounce it car because we know that the A goes a. So it's car, car. But what if we add an E on it on the end? So it would change completely. It would actually be care, air, because it's actually changing how the A sounds. So it's care, air, care. See, it basically changes how we usually pronounce it. So if you're a little bit lost, here's another example. So we have star, R. Again, you can hear that we say the A as an star, R, and let's add the silent E. Let's see how it sounds now. It's stare, A, stare, air, air, stare. All right. A little bit another way, like here's another example, a little bit more noticeable. This is glob, like a glob, like a goo, like something sloppy, a glob. So you pronounce it like glob, but let's add the e and it sounds globe. So notice how now we're saying o. We're saying o. Globe. Glob. Globe. Now here's another example. We have hop. Hop, hop, hop. Jumping like a little bunny. And once we add the e, the magic e here, it changes completely. We go from hop to hope. 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 Hop. Hope. Alright? I'm pretty sure you're getting the hang of it. Just hang in there. So now let's try an example with you. Cut. Cut. So we know what cutting is, like chopping, the knife and stuff. Let's change it here to something a little bit more nicer. How about cut? Cute. Cute. Ute. Oot. So you know that it's, like I said, it's changing and it's sounding more like how you would say you. Cute. Cute. From cut to cute. And here's another you situation. It's a cub. Like a little baby, like a bear. Like a bear. Bear cub. So, from a cub, to a cube. 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 Cub. Cube. So, it's a huge difference there. It goes from a little baby bear to a three-dimensional square, basically. So, let's try another example with the I sound. So, it's slid. Slid. So, you know, like when you, like, there's something slippery, so you slid. So let's add the E and see what we get. So now we get the slide. That's completely different. Well, not completely different, but instead of slid, you slid through the slide. The slide is where you slid. So it's slid and slide. And here we have our final example. We have bit. Bit, like a little bit, just a little. So it sounds I. You can hear how the E usually sounds, and we add the magic E. Well, the I actually sounds. Sorry. We add the magic E, and it changes to bite, like bite, your teeth. So bit, bite. All right. I'm pretty sure at this point you get the idea. The silent E, like I said, has it in the little cartoon example. It's so the E makes the vowel actually say its name basically, or emphasize it. So let's repeat them. It's just to contrast: car, care, car, care, star, stare, star, stare, glob, globe, glob, globe, hop, hope, hop, hope, cut, cute, cut, cute, cub, cube, cub, cube, slid, slide, slid, slide, bit, bite, bit, bite. So you get an idea of how the pronunciation is. So just keep in mind these important rules. That, again, to reiterate, the TH sounds, you have to remember the voiced and voiceless. Remember to always check your vocal cords. that signifies that you're using the voiced. If you feel the vibration, then you know it's voiced th. If you feel the wind, then it's the voiceless. And remember the silent E. Another way to explain it is that it basically stretches out the vowel a little bit, and it makes it sound like its actual vowel name, basically. So, like the little funny cartoon there, the E hitting the I, and it says I instead. Kite. See? So it's very simple. Now, students, it's your turn. I want you to try making your own tongue twister. I want you to practice to you try repeating the words. Make sure you're repeating it um, well. Just practice your pronunciation. Just make sure that you're getting the th sounds right. But most of all, I do want you to practice the tongue twisters. All right. I hope that everybody um, is feeling all right. I hope that that you're all hanging in there. I hope to see you all very soon, and we'll keep practicing your pronunciations and your tongue twisters. All right. Hope you're all okay, and I'll see you soon. All right. Bye bye.